beautiful. Now they said, John, you're going to find the upper crust of Oxnard here today. I got very nervous. They said, yep, it's the upper crust. They're coming out because, you know, it's a cultural thing. Good. These days they said, the upper crust, John, you better be good. This is the upper crust. This is the concert crowd. This is the upper crust. I got very nervous. I went to the dictionary and looked up upper crust. It said a bunch of crumbs held together with a lot of dough, but I'm sure that's not. Curtain, please, Ben. Pull the curtain, ladies and gentlemen. My background singers are here today. Zanita, Cheetah, and anybody need her? I call them the inflatables. How about a hand for the inflatables? Oh, ladies. We travel everywhere together. I'm going to travel always with my inflatables because I had them with me during that day in New Orleans. I was staying in a Motel 6 outside of New Orleans, and wouldn't you know, it was the day of Katrina, and a wave came through that motel room, and if I hadn't had my arms around Rita, Zeta, and Katrina, I wouldn't be here. She's just perfection. This lady's got the goods. Makes me want to speak like Obama and swing like Tiger Woods. The only problem is the price of gas. Are you kidding me? Especially in California. Now down in Arizona and New Mexico, it's like $2.60, something like that. You're over $3. And you've got oil in California. That's the thing. You've got all these oil wells here. See, here's the problem. All the oil, that nobody knows how much oil we have. They have no way of measuring it because all the oil's in Texas and California and Alaska, and all the dipsticks are in Washington, so they can't. It was a joke. And my wife and I don't really go to a lot of Hollywood parties, so I don't know any famous people. So what happens? Well, on Hollywood Squares, I met 9 celebrities every week, right? So now I know all these famous people. What happens when you know famous people? Well, they sneak into my show, and I sneak into their show. But when famous people are not in makeup, they just don't look the same. I saw you come in. Stand up just a second. I cannot. What an honor, ladies and gentlemen. I have not seen you since you were on the Hollywood Squares. You look great. Ladies and gentlemen, what an honor, what a treat. International film star, yes. Out of makeup, yes. Julia Roberts. Sing to your lady while you live on our show. I think we can share this now because this has to do with marriage and keeping the romance going. Now, my wife and I, it's 32 years, and we're very happy now, but that's what inspired this song, was a time when we weren't quite so happy. And if you'll be honest about it, every marriage goes through this little pause in the romance. And now let me explain. It was when my daughter was in high school, Ashley was in high school, and all of a sudden, everything was all about our daughter. We'd been married at that point about maybe 17, 18 years, and everything was all about Ashley. That's all we talked about. Does Ashley need a date for the senior prom? Does Ashley need a chemistry tutor? Does Ashley have a pimple, the little darling? It was all about Ashley. We forgot about El Primo relationship-o. We lost the romance. We became college roommates. It was very nice. We knew we loved each other. We were like buddies. It was real sweet. But there was no physical activity going on. Now, I know each of us, all of us, require a different amount of physical activity, right? It's not different for everyone, right? It's not the same. You know, so this period of time we went through was more frustrating to one of us than it was to my wife. I would lie there night after night. I'd say, honey, we get into bed and we lie there, and I'd say, honey, boy, I can't get to sleep. I just can't. You know, I'm tingly. I'm excited. I can't get to sleep. She said, honey, I bet you're just hungry. Why don't you go down to the refrigerator and get something to eat? I said, I'm not hungry. I go down to the refrigerator every night. Look, well, wouldn't it be nice if we were romantic? Wouldn't that be great? And then we'd get tired and we'd fall asleep, and wouldn't that be nice? And she said, honey, I bet you're just hungry. Go down to the refrigerator and get something to eat. I said, I'm not hungry. Look, here's the deal. I go out on these tours, and everybody gets all excited about me, and I come home, and you're not excited. No, you're not. They do. They get excited. I can see it in the ladies' eyes at the shows. Not so much at this show, but at other shows. You get excited. I just came back on a tour from Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix and Tucson. I was doing shows. They got excited. Lady in the autograph line was grabbing me. She was all over me. Here's how it happened. She was standing real close, and she started to fall out of her walker, and before she hit the ground, he said, you're just hungry. Why don't you go down to the refrigerator and get something to eat? I said, I'm not hungry. I was desperate, guys. I wanted to excite my wife, and that's what we have to do, guys. This is our job, to excite her. That's why male peacocks have feathers. We have to excite our wife. So I went to the same place where I got the blow-up dolls. I went to... And I said, do you have anything to excite my wife? He said, well, matter of fact, we do. We got a thing called see-through edible pajamas for men. I said, see-through edible pajamas. Are you kidding me? He said, I'm telling you, these things are flying off the shelf. These will excite your wife. How much are they? $249.95. Yeah, that'll excite her. Yeah, she'll be mad. But $249. I bought these see-through edible pajamas. I put on my see-through edible pajamas. I said, honey, does this do anything for you? Because if you don't like them, I can take them back. How much were they? $249. She said, $249? For that kind of money, couldn't they have ironed them? And that's when I rushed down to the refrigerator, poured myself a glass of wine, and ate my own pajamas. December 13th, I will be 69 years old. I bet I'm the oldest person in this room. Maybe not. I am in such a crisis. See, you can't even imagine what 68 and 69 is like, right? You have no idea, right? It's anything over 20 is really old, right? I cannot believe, no one prepared me for, are you ever going to be 60 one day? No, you never think you're going to be. All of a sudden, you're just 60. And it hurts, and you're from Alabama, too? I pick a different state every show. It doesn't matter about Alabama. I love you, little kid, but I can't relate to you because I'm 68 years old. For 8 years, I've been in a crisis. Nobody told me I'd ever be in my 60s. You can't get ready for it. There's no training. All of a sudden, you're just in your 60s. I never thought I'd make it to 30. Now I've done it twice. My wife said, why are you growing your hair so long? I've never had my hair so long. I said, because I'm in a crisis, all right? And hair is one of the few things my body can still produce. Don't worry about that one. I'll tell you later. She said, yeah, but why is your hair so long? I said, well, I'll tell you what, because I'm in a crisis and I don't want to look like an old man. She said, great, now you look like an old woman. Every morning, here's what happens. Every morning you wake up and something, which part aches is what you're trying to figure out. And what doesn't ache doesn't work like it used to work. I'm so sick of prune juice, I could spit. People say, you know, you've got to take your prune juice, right? They always say, you've got to take your prune juice. Because they want to make sure you're what? What? Regular! I didn't stick around this long just for regular! I could use a little surprise in my shorts now and then. Is that asking too much? I was so cute. Do you remember me on TV? You've never seen me on TV, but I was big once. I was on TV, and I was so cute. It was sickening how cute I was. It was sickening. I was cuter than Donny Osmond. I was cuter than Marie. That was the trouble, I guess. I was so cute, I'm sure Michael Jackson would have asked me to stay overnight. I just know. And it's not just I who am having trouble. By the way, my wife and I were getting ready to go out. She said, honey, don't wear that turtleneck. It's all wrinkly. I said, I'm not wearing a turtleneck. And speaking of my wife, it's just not I who am having the trouble. My wife is losing her hearing as well. She's younger than I, and because people are losing their hearing, they never want to admit it. Am I right? I said, honey, you've got to go to the doctor. She said, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not losing my hearing. I said, telling you are. So I went to her doctor and I said, Dr. Maxwell, I don't know what to do. She won't come in. He said, well, try this experiment if you're really worried about her, and then you can prove whether she can hear or not. He said, so I did what he said. I went home. I pulled the car into the garage. From the garage, I knew she'd be making dinner in the kitchen. I said, honey, I'm home. What's for dinner? No answer. So sad. I went into the living room. I saw her in the kitchen facing away from me at the stove, and I said, honey, I'm home. What's for dinner? No answer. I went into the kitchen and stood right behind her, and I said, honey, I'm home. What's for dinner? She turned around and said, for the third time, chicken. Is this about the dumbest idea you've ever seen in this show? I know this is stupid, because it was my idea. That's inflatable dolls. I called the number. The guy answered the phone. He said, inflatable partners. Now look, you know me. You know I would never do something like this for real. I said, look, buddy, this is not one of your normal calls. He said, if you were normal, you wouldn't be calling inflatable partners. I said, look, it's going to be a joke. Here's what it is. I perform for about an hour, and I need 3 dolls. He said, how old are you, buddy? I said, I'm in my 60s. He said, why don't you get one and just see how it goes? I said, no, it's a joke. It's going to be they're going to be singers in my show. He said, buddy, these things will do a lot of tricks, but I doubt you can get them to sing. I said, just send me the dolls. He said, all right, what is your name? I'm going to put your name on the box. And I said, you're not putting my name on a box of inflatable dolls. He said, how would you ever get them then? You need the name on the box. I said, I'm not putting my name on a box of inflatable dolls. He said, I need a name on the box. I said, I'm not giving you my name. He said, I need a name. I said, all right. My name is Engelbert Humperdinck. And then he said, oh yes, Mr. Humperdinck, we'll just put it on the house account. No, no. So keep on looking for the bluebird and listen for his song. Whenever April showers come along. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we had fun?